For the past 6 years, our world has seen a deluge of protest movements and insurrections, from the Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street to Black Lives Matter. These have become household names. Many of us have participated in these movements. Yet it's fair to say that many of us have struggled with the questions that they raise.
These movements aren't going away anytime soon. In fact, they're only growing. We expect there will be more in the future.
And they demand a philosophical treatment. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections.
To connect the world of philosophy and thought with the struggles of our time.
Nice.
Boom.
So that's page 1, yeah?
Yeah. To depict on film for the first time. That's important, actually.
That was really good.
We
could probably do that one more time.
Yeah, let's do it one more. And then we'll move on and then we can do solos.
All right, cool.
Depict on film for the first time.
And then we'll break. So I'm kind of like looking at you as you talk, and you're looking at me a little bit, but not like overdoing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like, they're important points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
For the past 6 years, our world has been deluged by protest movements and insurrections, from the Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street to Black Lives Matters and many others. Sorry, I said matters plural.
Yeah.
All right. For the past 6 years, our world has been deluged with protest movements and insurrections, from Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street to Black Lives Matter, and it seems as if every week a new one is springing up. Many of us have participated in these movements, yet it's fair to say that we grapple with the questions that they raise.
These movements aren't going away anytime soon. In fact, they're only growing. We believe there will be more in the future.
And they demand a philosophical treatment. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections.
To show on film for the first time the connection between philosophy and thought and the struggles of our time. Yes.
All right, page 2.
Pound.
All right. All right.
Oh, that sucks.
What's wrong? Oh, yeah. A little better. Oh, a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Those work wonders.
Okay.
All right. Let's kick it.
All right, let's do it. We aim to connect the world of philosophy with these movements in a way that pushes these movements to think more critically, more philosophically, but also in a way that encourages philosophy in the world of ideas to take these movements more seriously.
To spark the kind of debates that are desperately needed in these times.
Over the last several years, we've had the opportunity to self-fund 6 interviews with very prominent theorists and philosophers around the world. We now need to take this... Okay, so I like the way that was phrased. Mm-hmm. I just want to pivot it better. Mm-hmm. So here we go. And I like how you say we've self-funded. You like that?
Mm-hmm. You know what I would do, though? Mm-hmm. Don't say 6. Just...
Oh,
I think it just sum up.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Over the last 2 years, we've had the opportunity to self-fund interviews around the world with some of the most world-renowned... Over the last 2 years, we've self-funded interviews with philosophers, with prominent philosophers from different parts of the world. See, when I don't say the 6, it throws me off. Mm-hmm. So I need to get used to it.
Maybe some of...
1, 2, 3. Over the last 2 years, we've self-funded interviews in various locations. Let's see how it reads. Yeah, no, that's okay. So that's it. Over the last 2 years, we've self-funded interviews with some of the most renowned philosophers that have written on insurrections and protests. We now have developed a vision for part 2 of the film, which will be to engage with creating portraits of 3 very prominent activists in the Middle East, North America, and Asia. Something like that. I don't know how I'm going to say that, but that's sort of what I want to say.
Yeah.
So let me start it from the top. Over the last 2 years, we've self-funded interviews with some of the most prominent philosophers and theorists. Moving forward, our vision is to interview at least 3 You don't even like the numbers. Yeah.
Because what if we want to do 6? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
fine.
We want to engage with activists.
I got you. That's important. Over the last 2 years, we've self-funded interviews with some of the most prominent philosophers and theorists that have written on insurrections. Moving forward, our goal is to interview some of the key activists that are behind these movements, and really to show the way that they are interacting with the world of ideas and how they are thinking through these struggles.
With your support, we can produce this next... it's been so long since I said anything. I forgot what I said. Your contribution takes us a step closer to telling this important story that we believe needs to be told. Our experience in documentary film production, including pieces that have aired on PBS, the National Geographic Channel, leads us to believe that there's a wide market for this story.
That's really good. I would do that one more time and say, I would say, we have documentary experience with projects that have aired on. Maybe something like that.
All right, let me try. Your contribution takes us a step closer to telling this important story. Your contribution takes us a step closer to telling this important story. Our experience in documentary film production, including pieces that have aired on National Geographic Channel and PBS, leads us to believe that there's a wide market for this story.
The audience we're trying to engage with insurrections includes you, people that are sympathetic to these movements, but it also includes a much wider audience, people for whom these insurrections have raised genuine questions. Now is the opportunity to bring the thinkers that you care about and the ideas that you find most important in these movements to a wider audience.
I don't know where I'm at anymore. I'll look at the next page.
What do you think about that? I think that was...
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
It's great.
Okay,
I can do this.
so you got that one and then I close. Go for it.
This is not about us, it's about you. Funding... we need your help. This is not about us, it's about you. We need your help. Does that make sense? It's not about us, it's about you. We need your help. It's kind of
I would say it like it's a nice pivot from what I was saying. You say, this film is really not about us. It's really about you. And it couldn't be made without your support. I would say something like that.
I think I might just say this, we can't make this film without your support.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a cliche to say.
Yeah.
So go for it.
We can't make this film without your support. We need your help to help us capture footage of riots, to pay collaborator filmmakers, to engage with distributors, travel expenses, filmmaking partners. Okay. We can't make this film without you. We need your help to help us capture footage of riots, to pay... Why do I keep getting stuck on this one? To travel expenses, paying some key filmmaking partners to capture footage of riots. Okay. We can't make this film without you. Your support will go to travel expenses, to paying collaborators to film footage of riots. And that's all.
Yeah,
Travel expenses and filmmaking partners. All right, let me try one more time. We can't make...
Sorry.
Okay. We can't make this film without you. Your contribution will help fund travel expenses and paying some key filmmaking partners to capture footage of riots. We will not be paying ourselves for this project.
So I want to say, hold on a second. Yeah. We've developed a modest goal of 13,000, which will help us to develop a, let me just think this out loud with you. So when I say the fundraising goal figure, let's see. So it was we have a host of books. Yeah. Okay. We have a modest fundraising goal for the Indiegogo campaign of 13,000, which will help us to develop the second. What I want to say is that's really important for a lot of filmmakers is that 13 it cannot be the total budget of the film.
Exactly. It's this phase. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I feel like we've said that a number of times.
Do we not need to say that?
Well, it probably doesn't hurt to keep hitting it, but we've said what we're going to use the money for, and we haven't mentioned stuff like distribution.
Yeah. I got you. Let me just say this. Okay. We've developed a modest goal of 13,000 for the Indiegogo campaign. We have a number of really fun perks, including discounts on Verso books as well as free poetry chapbooks. We invite you to contribute anywhere between $5 to $50. Any support, any level helps. If you can't support, please share the teaser that we created on Facebook or YouTube. Share it with your network. Like our page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And let me think of like a nice way to close it out.
Yeah.
What would be a good way to close it out? Because I feel like just ending it there, like thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still trying to sort of perfect this last.
Anything from $5 to $50 will help us.
We could say
I mean, honestly, I think I kind of like this line as an ender. We hope you share our vision and will support our
project. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, we had it earlier.
Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, cool. Let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna try to take this again. We have a modest goal of 13,000 for the Indiegogo campaign. Anything between $5 to $50 contributions really helps us a lot. We've got a lot of really fun perks, from discounts on Verso books to free poetry chapbooks when you donate $25. We hope you share the same vision that we have for the Insurrections film. Thank you for your support. Something like that. So, all right, that needs some work, but I think we've made it all the way to the end.
Yeah. Let me try that last one and the same.
Okay.
And then let's do singles.
Sure. Well, no, I think we should do one more run through.
One more run through
with both of us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go.
Anything from $5 to $50 will help us immensely. We hope you share our vision and will support our film Insurrections. Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. So we want to try one more time. Really stop it so we have a good point to cut.
All right, let's do
this. It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to get perfect. Like
these videos are crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know when we're ready. We're good?
We're rolling.
Over the last 6 years, our world has been deluged with protest movements and insurrections. Occupy Wall Street, the Arab Spring, Black Lives Matter. These have become household names. Many of us have participated in these movements, and many of us have been forced to reflect and think about the questions that they raise.
These movements aren't going away anytime soon. In fact, they're only growing. We expect that there'll be more just like them in the future.
And they demand philosophical treatment. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections.
To engage the thinkers and philosophers who think about...
I know that's a tough one.
For the first time. To depict on film for the first time the way that thoughts and ideas intersect with the struggles of our time.
To connect the world of philosophy with the protest movements in a way that pushes these movements to think more critically, but also pushes philosophy and philosophers to engage these movements more seriously.
To spark the kind of debates that we desperately need.
The audience we're trying to attract with this film includes you, those sympathetic with these movements and active in them. But it also includes a much wider audience of people who have genuine questions about the demands and the direction that these movements are taking and what their future holds.
We need your help to make this... we skipped the second page again, by the way.
What do you mean?
We skipped the second page to connect the world of philosophy with these movements.
No, I got that one. Yeah, I did.
And we didn't get this one either. We need your help to engage with people directly involved in the struggles.
Oh, that's what I forgot. My bad.
That's all good.
Yeah. Let me... So let's...
I mean, this isn't going to be like linear anyway. We're stopping and starting all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's make sure we get the second page.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we start from...
the top.
The top?
Okay, got it.
All right.
We're aiming to connect the world of philosophy and the world of ideas into these struggles in a way that... so actually, how does that... So, to connect the world of philosophy and ideas with these struggles in a way that pushes the struggles themselves to engage more theoretically and more philosophically, but also pushes the world of philosophy and philosophers to take more seriously these struggles.
To spark the kind of debates that we desperately need right now.
And then, what is the next one we do here?
Over the last several years.
Oh, that one, yeah. Okay. Over the last several years, we've self-funded interviews with some of the world's foremost philosophers and theorists that have written on insurrections. Moving forward, our goal is to interview some of the key activists behind these different movements in different parts of the world.
Your contribution helps us tell this important story. Our experience in documentary production, including projects that have aired on National Geographic and PBS, leads us to believe there's a major distribution for this film.
The audience for this film includes people like you, sympathetic to the movements and parts of these movements. But it also includes a much wider audience of people for whom the movements have raised genuine questions.
It's a big yawn.
Yeah, it's all good.
Again, it usually was.
Let me start that one over.
Yeah.
The audience for the Insurrections film includes people like you, people sympathetic with these movements. But it also includes a much wider audience of people for whom these movements have raised serious questions and for whom they're interested in the future of these movements.
Yes.
Is that it?
Your contribution, no. Wait, no, sorry. It's not about us. We need your help. I'm ready.
Hold on one second. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We can't make this film without your help. Your contribution helps fund travel expenses and paying key filmmakers who will be capturing footage of riots. We'll not be paying ourselves. We can't make this film without your help. Your contribution helps to pay travel expenses and paying key filmmaking partners to capture footage of riots. We will not be taking a salary from this project.
We have a modest goal of $13,000, which will help us get to the next level where we can actually start applying for foundation grants to complete the film. So I was actually just thinking for a second there, we may want to put the goal up above before you start, so it's mentioned there, then you cascade down. Because you sort of mention all of these things, then we mention the goal. Maybe it's like the funding goal should be mentioned, then down. We say all of the things that we're looking for.
We can always move this stuff around. What is that noise out there? Is there a truck or something? I don't know. And then we have to keep going.
Yeah, you have a truck, right?
Mm. Yeah. Cool.
Alright.
Oh boy.
No, this is nerve-wracking. These things are crazy, aren't they?
Week.
Alright, so where are we at? So the third page.
My eyeballs back in my head. Third page. I think we should go to singles. I think we've got what we're gonna get. There we go.
So if we go to singles and singles is stronger,
Mm-hmm.
then we sort of have to make a choice where we just do singles
Sure.
or is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I think we've got something in there. Like as long as we've got like one piece that's the double, it
That's
establishes that we're there, we're here
And
together.
then we switch to singles?
And then we can switch to singles.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
I think it's fine.
Cool.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Do camera.
Do you want me to read the whole thing, or should I just do my lines?
I think you should read the whole thing. I mean,
Okay.
It doesn't really hurt. You can pause wherever you want.
Alright, cool. We're good?
Killer. You want me to hold the thing up? Like we talked about? I don't know if you can read it from this far away.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Yeah,
At least give me something so that I can follow along.
You got that right?
Yeah.
Is that the right one? Yeah, you use that one. Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm just gonna try to take this whole opening thing and make it kind of tight.
Yeah.
All the way to this is they demand a philosophical treatment.
Right on.
Cool. Alright, here we go.
We're rolling.
For the past 6 years, our world has seen an increase in protest activity and insurrections. The Arab Spring, Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter. These have become household names. Many of us have participated in these struggles. And many of us have been drawn to question the sorts of demands and the directions that they're headed. So then what's the...
So...
these they're not going away. If anything, they're only growing. Okay, let me start that over. Yeah, okay, I got it. For the past 6 years, protests and insurrections have enveloped the world. From the Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street to Black Lives Matter. These movements have become household names. Many of us have participated in these movements. And many of us have been forced to reflect and to question exactly where they're headed and what sorts of demands are coming out of them. One thing that's clear is that they aren't going away anytime soon. If anything, what they need is more thinking. Indeed, they need a philosophical reflection. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections. To connect the world of philosophy and ideas into the major protest movements and insurrections of our time. In such a way, to connect the world of philosophy and ideas into the major protest movements and insurrections of our time. In such a way that pushes these movements to think more critically, more theoretically, but also pushes the world of philosophy and philosophers to take more seriously these movements. All right, so we'll end there. The film aims to spark the sorts of debates about the meaning and the direction of these movements. Okay, the film is that even useful to spark the sorts of debates we desperately need in these times? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's building off. It's a list.
Yeah. Right. I know, but when I say it as one person, it's hard to piecemeal it a little bit. I guess I could do another.
You could just say it like with comma.
To connect the world of philosophy and ideas with the heart of these movements, both to encourage these movements to think more critically, more philosophically, but also to encourage the world of philosophy, and in particular philosophers, to take these movements more seriously. To spark the sorts of debates about these movements that we desperately need in these times. Over the last 2 years, we have interviewed some of the most renowned philosophers and theorists that are writing and thinking critically about these insurrections. Moving forward, our vision is to interview some of the leading activists who have been transformed by participation in these movements and who themselves have become insurrectionary philosophers. All right, now, what's my next pivot here?
Excuse me, your contribution. So this is a real direct appeal. Your contribution helps us to take a step closer to creating an important story. We need these people.
Your contribution helps us in taking us one step closer to making the kind of film that we feel is desperately needed right now. I don't want to say it that way. Your contribution will help us to tell a story that is yet to be told. With my partner Jesse and I, we both have experience in making documentary films that have aired on PBS and National Geographic, and we have extensive distribution experience with films. Okay, now I'm going to re-say that. Your contribution will help us to tell a story that is yet to be told. Along with my partner Jesse Achtenberg, we have gained experience in projects that have aired on National Geographic and PBS. Oh, I see what you're trying to say with that point. You're trying to say we believe there's a wide market for this. Okay, so, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
From our experience, okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Your contribution, this is now, I guess, the point where it's like so many times in your head that it's just like this like fluttering mess of just like, All right, okay, 1, 2, 3. Your contribution will help us tell a story that is yet to have been told. Yet to be told. Your contribution will help us to tell a story that is yet to be told. My partner Jesse and I have experience with film projects that go into PBS and National Geographic. And from these experiences, we strongly feel that there is a large distribution market for this film. That actually is a little bit redundant to the point that I make about the target audience and all of that. So I feel like I want to sort of pivot into that right after that.
Sure.
What do you think? You shaking your head?
I think that's fine. I think that's what we did when we ran through it ourselves, actually.
Is that the natural next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. I'm going to start from on top then. Mm-hmm. Your contribution will help us to tell a story that's yet to be told. We both have experience in making films that have been distributed on PBS and National Geographic. And from that experience, we have reason to believe that this film has a wide distribution market. The first audience for this film are people like yourself, people that are sympathetic to these movements and are often participants in them. But we feel that there's a much wider audience for whom genuine questions are raised about these movements. And what better than delivering these questions with the types of philosophers and the type of thinkers that you are most connected with. So I want to say something like that. What better way, because I'm trying to connect directly to them.
Yeah.
Okay. The audience for this film is broad, but it begins with you. People that are sympathetic and interested in these movements. But there is a much wider audience that can appeal to this film. And that includes people for whom they have raised genuine questions about these protest movements. What better way to deliver these questions through the medium of philosophy and the world of ideas? How do I want to say that? Help me brainstorm on that. How should we?
Okay, man.
Concurrent with the rise of these protest movements, the world of philosophy have been publishing books and theorizing about these movements. But the audience has been limited. The Insurrections film is seeking to broaden that audience, to bring these ideas to a wider audience. So stop there. And now I'm going to move into why we need your help. We need your help to capture more footage of these riots as they happen, to help us to conduct more interviews with activists and with philosophers, and to help us develop, how do we want to say this, like something like develop a trailer? What do we want to say exactly? Like what would be like
our next?
We need your help to capture more footage of the riots as they happen, to interview activists and philosophers, and to help us get to a point where we can complete this story. We will not be paying ourselves back with anything. Thus far, the film has been self-funded, and we won't be paying ourselves back for any of the money that we put into it. Moving forward, neither Jesse or myself will be receiving a salary with the donations made. We've developed a crowdfunding campaign with a modest goal of $13,000 on Indiegogo. So I'm almost wondering at this point, what else do I need to say? Am I making my final? We've developed a modest budget of $13,000, which is not the entire budget, but it will help us get to a point where we can raise the rest. Please support our crowdfunding campaign. We've developed a budget of $13,000, which is not the full budget for the film, but it will help us get to a point where we can raise the full budget. We've self-funded the project thus far, and we won't be asking for any of that money in return. Nor will we be taking a salary for the money that we raise. This film is not so much about us, it's really about you. It's about taking the world of ideas and the philosophers and the ideas that you care about and bringing them to a wider audience. Help us tell this story. Please contribute. Anything from $5 to $50 will help a lot. Thank you.
So even though I think a lot of these are going to end up being your lines, I think I'll read them through because it's easier to follow the train of thought on it.
Okay.
Our world has been deluged with protests since 2010, from Occupy Wall Street to the Arab Spring, to the austerity movement in Europe, to the movement of the squares, to Black Lives Matter. These protests are not going away anytime soon. They're only getting stronger. And we believe that they will continue in the future.
Nice.
But they demand a philosophical treatment. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections. To depict on film for the first time the way that thinkers and... I really keep struggling with that one. The world of philosophy and ideas intersects. To depict on film for the first time the way that the world of philosophy and ideas intersects with the struggles of our time. I'm going to run through that whole thing from the top.
You want to run from the top?
Yeah.
All right, hang on for the noise.
Thanks.
When we shot in Baltimore at this warehouse, there's a fucking train that went by once every hour.
Yeah. It was like that like cat or whatever it was, or dog outside when we were shooting Clover in the warehouse in Baltimore as well.
Yeah. That was actually lucky because that came on much later.
At the very end, yeah. I've had shoots where it was like a helicopter like every 20 seconds.
Right. All right.
Since 2010, our world has been deluged with protests I
wouldn't use the word deluged because it's such like a obscure word. Mm-hmm. It sort of feels off-putting when we first say it. Like, that's you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And is it deluged or deluged?
I think you can do either way.
Can you?
I think it's a deluge. Actually, I just heard a linguistics podcast about it. It's a deluge, but it's deluged. It's called backscatter. Words form, like when you form a noun out of a verb, you emphasize the first part of it as opposed to the end. Yeah, there's like, it's really interesting actually. There's a lot of examples.
Go both ways and it's still legit?
I don't know. I'm not sure I've heard a word that goes the other way.
Okay. But I mean, say it if you want. It's up to you.
That's fine. I can change it up. Since 2010, our world has seen a storm of protest movements, from the Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street, to the movement of the squares, to austerity movements, I would start
over and not even mention austerity and just end with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Just to keep it within a sort of...
I'm just sort of freestyling the ones I can think of. But yeah, you're right. Since 2010, our world has seen a storm of protests, from the Arab Spring to Occupy Wall Street, to the movement of the squares, to Black Lives Matter. These movements are not going away anytime soon. In fact, they're only growing stronger, and we expect we will see many more in days to come. These movements demand a philosophical treatment. This is the goal of our film, Insurrections, to examine the way that philosophy and theory intersects with global struggles. Next. Okay. Connect the world of philosophy with these movements in a way. To connect the world of philosophy with these struggles in a way that engages the struggles to think in a philosophical manner, and philosophers to speak to these struggles. You know what? I'm going to skip this one because I'm not really sure I really get what I'm saying here. Philosophy is to speak to these struggles. Okay. To engage in thinking. So we're saying that pushes the people in the struggle to engage in thinking. Mm-hmm. And pushes philosophy. I've already gotten that one like 10 times. Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean,
yeah. Let me try it. If I flub it up, we'll just keep going.
It's a tricky one, though.
Yeah. To connect the world of philosophy with the struggles of our time in a way that engages philosophers to...
I always like to say to take these movements more seriously, or, some other term.
To connect the world of philosophy and these important struggles in a way that pushes philosophers to engage in thinking about the struggles and pushes the people in the struggles to engage in more philosophical thinking. To spark the sorts of debates that are essential in our time. Over the past 2 years, we've interviewed leading philosophers and thinkers who have engaged with these movements. We now need your help. Your support will interview activists and militants. With your support, we'll have the ability to engage with militants and activists who have been touched by thinking about struggle. Your contribution takes us a step closer to completing our film. Our experience in documentary filmmaking, including work on projects that has appeared on National Geographic and PBS, leads us to believe there will be a wide market. Your contribution takes us a step closer to completing this story which we believe needs to be told. Our experience in documentary film production, including projects that have aired on PBS and National Geographic, leads us to believe there'll be a wide market for this story.
That was nice. That was a good one, right?
Thanks.
That was good.
Thanks. We hope that you share our vision and will help us support our film Insurrections.
Nice.
Okay, so the audience
I thought that one that you said on PBS National Geographic is like excellent coming from you.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you got that one so good.
Good.
Let me just check one thing.
I'm gonna skip. We need your help to capture footage.
So hold on a second. Hold on.
Sure.
One thing you did not say. Yeah. Okay. So do you want to say? Do you want to pivot now to what your contribution goes towards?
Yeah.
So if let's work on this a few times so we get it solid, because it's a tricky one. And we can just try to remember the 4 points. I think there's 4.
It's really just 2. Travel.
Footage of insurrections as they happen.
Yeah.
And complete the story.
Yeah.
Story or film or whatever you choose. Yeah. So 3 things.
All right, say it one more time.
Capture in-depth interviews with key activists and philosophers. Gain new footage of insurrections as they happen.
Mm-hmm.
And complete the film.
Complete the story.
Complete the story. Very vague, but there it is.
We need your help to give us a verb, an adverb, a place name, and a person that you don't like to complete the Mad Lib. Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
We need your help to help us tell.
We need your help to.
We can't
conduct.
film. We can't complete this film without you.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
That's very
Okay.
direct, but not too much. Yeah.
We can't complete this film without you. We need your help to fund travel to capture interviews, footage as it happens, and complete the story. We cannot complete this film. We can't complete this film without you. We need your help to help us capture footage of riots as they happen, to film additional interviews with philosophers and key activists, and to complete the story.
Let's do that one more time.
Yeah.
With a little bit more energy, if you have it in you.
Okay.
Okay. Just because because we're asking them for their contribution, so it's kind of like a.
It's got to be the biggest appeal.
Yeah.
We need your help to complete this film. With your contribution, we can film interviews with key activists and philosophers, capture footage of riots as they occur, and complete the story.
Yeah. The cat came in too at the end.
Do you hear her?
I mean, I didn't have my headphones on. I think
probably fine. I need to say we're not going to be paying ourselves. Let me do that one from the top. See if I can get the paying.
Yeah, I mean, you just got that really well. So.
Yeah. All right, let me just do the paying ourselves.
I think you got that really well.
Yep. We will not be paying ourselves a salary during the completion of this project. We will not be paying that. We will not be paying ourselves a salary during this project. I feel like I need another line there.
Stop. I have an idea for you. I'm going to say this and say, this is a labor of love. Mm-hmm. We won't be paying ourselves. Say, this is a labor of love.
Actually, you know what?
Hold on. There's a caveat.
That's kind of an anti-buzzword.
I know what you...
Yeah.
Why is it...
Labor of love is kind of an anti-buzzword in Indiegogo, specifically. Not saying it's a labor of love is kind of like saying you're not taking it seriously.
No.
Really, this I've literally heard this about that actual phrase. Is don't say labor of love. Really, from people who do this kind of funding. Because it makes it sound like you're going to do it whether you need the money or not.
I said that on my blog, so hopefully did you see that by chance?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well,
yeah, no, I've literally heard, if you say that, you're basically giving people the impression that you'll do it whether you get the money or not, so why would I give you money? I mean, that's a theory. I don't think none of this is, proven fact, but I think it's a point.
Interesting.
Anyway. So we
But that is sort of true. I mean, we are going to do it. I mean,
and people will definitely dance around it. You'll absolutely say,
that's such
we're dedicated to this topic, and
we're such a Calvinist cutthroat way of looking at it. I doubt anybody that.
That's what we're doing, man.
But let me finish.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's actually the opposite for us. Look, we don't have ringers. We don't have big donors. Mm-hmm. This has to appeal to the $25, $50 range.
Yeah.
This has to appeal to college students and people that read philosophy books and care about that stuff. That's our base.
Right.
None of those people can donate big numbers. Now, because of that, actually, it would make more sense that we don't give it a high stakes thing. We say, we're going to make this film because we believe in it. So it's just another way to think about it. I don't know.
Okay, I can do something with that.
And then I would say...
Let me take this one because I think I've got it fresh in my head. We don't intend to pay ourselves a salary. We believe in this film, and we hope that you do too. Please help us complete Insurrections. So I think the beginning of that was good.
Yeah, the beginning was good, and then...
please support our crowdfunding campaign. We will not be paying ourselves a salary. We believe in this project, and we hope that you do as well. Please help by donating to our Indiegogo campaign and helping us reach our modest campaign goal of $13,000. Good? We have a host of books, poetry chapbooks. You did this one.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. It should be.
Anything from $5 to $50 will help us immensely. Thank you.